There we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Thank you for tuning in on this Monday afternoon here from Poker House of Dallas. I am Craig Dobson, your live stream presenter, along with my tag team partner as we combine for a total weight of somewhere around a little less than a metric ton.
There you go. That's about right.
The one and only tiny Jason Cole. How are you, Jason?
I'm good, bud. I'm good. You had a nice Christmas?
I did. I absolutely did.
That's wonderful.
It was a quiet Christmas. We hope all of you had an enjoyable holiday season. I know we still have a few days left in the year 2022, and with that, we are going to be presenting the final table of this past Saturday, Christmas Eve, Saturday Deepstack tournament.
Right.
So, and we had a surprisingly we had a very good, decent turnout for Saturday night tournament. And we are not going to delay any further. We're going to go right into the action with the power and magic of television or streaming. We're going to go right into it.
All right.
As you can see, we're just getting into it. Hand one, and it is some of our well-known players that play here pretty regularly. Obviously, you have Mr. Jim Coyle rocking his New York Giants gear.
Yep.
Gonna fold over to Laura.
Yep. Plenty of regulars here today.
Absolutely, we have Brian Kelly that is going to be our Iron Man for the box for the duration of this final table.
Oh, wow. He's in there the whole time.
He's in there the whole time. And we go to our first flop, Tiny, with Satish and Rubish. And it's, oh, look at this flop here. Satish, he flopped the whole wide world with this one. He's got a pair and a flush draw, and he leads right out.
Yep. Probably a good lead in this situation.
And Satish, not believing him, is going to make the call with the 9-3.
Yeah, it was a fairly small bet there, so.
And it goes check, check, and the river makes Satish's flush.
Yeah, well, Rosebeast has nothing here, and so he can make an easy fold.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So. And the first pot over to Satish, and we are off and going in this final table of the of our live stream. Oh boy! Unfortunately,
that's on the recording.
This is on the recording. We do apologize, ladies.
Sorry about that.
This is on the recording, so it may pop up periodically.
Unfortunately, we don't have a way to show stats like we normally would.
Yes.
So we don't have stack depths for you, things like that. Unfortunately, we don't have that data because this is a recording.
Absolutely.
But we'll do our best to give you, you can see it as the players come around, you can see their stacks. You can see the blinds here. So you can kind of get a reasonable idea of where everybody's at.
What I do know is that Rubish came into this with the chip lead, and hold on, folks. Alex in the one seat has 2 aces.
And I don't know how this went at all. So this is the first time that I'm seeing it, just like all of you watching it. So we'll get to watch it together and figure out how it goes.
After Cruz made the initial raise to 13,000 with the 2 jacks, Alex is going to put the 3-bet in and make it 37,000 to go. It gets folded around to Satish. Is going to lay that down, and I have a feeling.
I think that he's going to have to just put it all in here.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, Tiny, there it goes. He's all in. And the snap call by Alex.
He knows he's in trouble when he gets snap called.
Absolutely. It's 2 jacks for Cruz. It's 2 aces for Alex.
And unfortunately, we saw a jack already fold, so we know that his outs are thin.
Drawing to the case jack. Go to the flop. It comes king 8-8. And the turn. Oh, snap! It's the case jack!
And he hits the full house on it.
And Cruz makes a full house, spiking the case jack, ladies and gentlemen. There was only 1 jack in the deck and 1 card to save him. And with that, Cruz is going to double up to over 300,000.
What a hand.
What a hand, ladies and gentlemen.
He goes from oh no to oh yeah.
one of those things where I guess say going from the outhouse to the penthouse.
Yeah, exactly.
Went into
My goodness.
Went into it a 6-1 underdog, and knowing he had only had one out.
One out.
To going to making
That is so thin.
Jack's full, and Alex, his stack has been decimated. So
That hurts.
I think he's sitting with just over, I think, about 60,000. While in the meantime, Cruz is up over 250,000 now.
Wow.
This one hand, it's like it's something. That's the thing about poker. You may have the best hand going into it, but it's just a question on will it hold up once it gets to those 5 cards.
And we got a number of players that are fairly deep here since this is a deep stack. So this can go for a while here.
Agreed. So that's the thing about the Saturday deep stack. All the players that started off with 30,000 in chips. So there was more than enough play that went into this to know which direction to go and how cautiously or aggressively you can take it. Now, as we go into this, Alex, he's got Ace Jack of Hearts, and he's going to rip it in for the 43,000.
He doesn't have much choice here.
Absolutely.
Only got 10 big blinds, and that's more than strong enough here for 10 bigs.
Absolutely. And it goes over to Big Fish Matt. He's got the ace-3. He's going to let that go, and I think Jim's going to. So it's going to be a raise and take it for Alex to get some much-needed blinds and antes after he suffered that devastating hit with not losing a pot with the previous pot with 2 aces against the 2 jacks.
Yeah.
See, like I know this is pretty much. We had early fireworks right off the bat within within the first couple deals.
That's pretty crazy.
All right, folks, as we are going to go into our next hand, I believe action's going to be on Cruz. And look, he picks up the double bow Derricks. He's got 2 10s. Going to put in the raise, but Lady Laura, she's got big slick, ace king suited.
Well, she might do a little something more here. This is a perfect 3-bet spot. The only problem is, I was just getting ready to say, the only problem is her SPR is so low here. If she raises, it's probably just going to be an all-in. So that's exactly what she did.
I agree, and she moves all in for just over.
I'm pretty sure Cruz will call here.
Absolutely, with the 2 10s.
Yeah.
He's got Tanya had H Jack. She lays that down. So
Wow. Good
Cruz
laydown.
is going to make the quick call, and it's going to be Ace King for Laura, 2 10s for Cruz, and the problem is we've seen it, as you said, Tony. One of Laura's aces has been folded.
Yeah, that's. Although given the circumstances, you got a raise and then a jam. Ace Jack just kind of withers away in that situation. So not surprised.
And the flop comes 4-4 queen.
Cruz way ahead here. Now he's.
Wow!
We got some flush draw action going on.
Oh, and the 8 of hearts on the river means that Cruz is going to win this pot, and Laura has been eliminated in this tournament in 9th place. I do believe because that this tournament they did play 6 spots.
Okay.
They did end up playing 6 spots in this on this final table. So I'm not. I'll have to see if I can be able to pull up the numbers on this one, but I believe 6th place got a little over $1,000.
Oh wow, that's great.
So
This was a $300 buy-in.
It was a $300 buy-in, so 6th place will get just a little over $1,000.
Wow.
First place was going to get $4,600.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. For those of you that are in the Dallas area today, we do have tonight in just a couple hours, about 6 p.m. here. Well, we're not going to do the tournament tonight. Okay, we're not.
Oh, no. Oh, great. I'm sorry about
so
that.
we're going to do the tournament tonight, $100 Monday buy-in, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're around Dallas and want to come play some poker tonight, we do have that tournament starting at 6 p.m. So get here early for that one. As we get into this next one, looks like Jim's going to come out with the old King 7. As a friend of mine used to call it, the Crazy Lonnie.
The Crazy Lonnie.
The Crazy Lonnie. I won't get into the story to protect the innocent and the guilty as well. And he spikes the king. Oh, but Cruz hit King Deuce for 2 pair.
Oh, wow. Well, I think we may see a little bit of action of this, folks. With Cruz has flopped the top and bottom pair. Jim with top pair would have, and Cruz is going to put in the raise to 28,000. And Jim's going to make the smooth call with the King 7. Queen on the turn.
Jim's got to feel like he's still good here. Because Cruz can have any heart X's or yeah. This
Oh
is a
wow,
tough spot,
he's moved in. He's going for it all,
he can
folks.
fold now. Yeah.
And Jim making the discipline lays down the top pair. That's the one thing I know about the Coils, both Jim and Dory. They are fierce, very fierce tournament players, as well as quite amazing cash game players. I can attest to you. I'm like,
yes. Oh, they are. Both of them are really strong. Yeah, because we see them all the time. They're at a final table.
It's either one, the other, or in some cases both.
All the time.
It's almost like, can I be adopted into your family?
Exactly.
I mean, it guarantees you're going to make at least one final table just on offspring alone.
I wish my wife would play poker like that. That'd be pretty cool.
You're going to say, the couple that plays together stays together.
Yeah.
And you have an equal amount of wins as losses, unfortunately.
There you go.
All right, folks, as we go to our next hand here, action's going to be on Satish. He's got the ace and a fake, ace 4 of clubs. Elected to no-go with that. Gets folded around. And Jim, he's got 2 ducks. He's got deuces.
And he doesn't have, he's got a short stack here.
Gonna put in the raise.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, he's not that short. I'm sorry.
Not short, but
he's got 20 bigs. I looked at it wrong.
As best as he can, and wow, and it's gonna be a raise and take it for Jim with the 2 deuces.
Looks like Satish coming out here under the gun with pocket 7s. I would expect a raise. At this point, anything 2x or 2.2x is probably fine in these situations, especially under the gun, middle pair. But he went 3x with it. I'm a little surprised at that sizing, but he's got a plenty big chip stack. He can get away with that. And
Jay's gonna wrap the table with the Motown Jackson 5. And flop coming down, ace 5, king 2 clubs. Satish's 2 7s are still ahead.
Yeah, he can't much like the call there when the ace and the king come out after he bets, so he's probably going to check here, yeah. This will probably go check again.
And the 6 on the river, now, Jay puts out a bet. Satish with the snap call with the 2 7s, and he's going to take this pot.
Nice. Yeah, the check on the turn there. It's hard to rep anything that after that point.
And there's Big Fish Matt, obviously not quite happy with the holdings that he's been dealt so far. And right on cue, he was asking whether or not it was going to get dealt another 9-4, and he gets dealt 9-4.
Gets 9-4 again. Oh man, that doesn't bode well.
He's not quite getting the cards he's looking for to try to get into this sub. And action's going to be folded over to Alec on the button. Jay's going to make the call, and Satish with ace-10 of clubs.
Yeah. He's gonna
puts them all in,
yep.
and
Instant
Jay has
fold.
no choice but to lay it down, and shows if it comes clubs, he is out of business.
Yeah. Talking about that 9-4 again.
It's the 9-4. It's almost like, well, straight.
We got a handful of folks in our chat. We sure do appreciate y'all joining us this afternoon for this final table from our Saturday Deepstack.
Hopefully, all of you have recovered from the food comas you may
Yes.
have all suffered yesterday.
Yes. If you're bored on a Monday, come on over. There's a bunch of live cash games running right now in the room, and then we've got the $100 tournament tonight at 6 p.m.
Our Monday night tournament.
Monday night, so come on out. You can come say hi to yours truly. I'll be hanging around here shortly.
Just look for the big man that will have a big pyramid worth of chips in a couple hours.
Well, I hope so.
And I'm putting that out in the air. So
Let's do it. You say it, and we'll just it'll happen, right?
So when you put it out in the air, remember, I get 10%.
Oh, okay. All right. We can do that.
All right. And we got Satish and Cruz going to a heads up to a flop of 6-9 queen. So far, Satish is ahead, but Cruz has picked up straight draw. And he's going to lead right out of it. He's in for 23,000, and Satish lays it down.
I had hearts. Yes, I had two. I know what I give you. Oh, golly.
Wow.
Got antennas in the hair.
Hey, here's what you have to do.
No, then I would cough. All right, 9-4, King 4. Ace 8. No, let's go Jack 5 this time.
So he's calling it. We're gonna look for the Jack 5 here. See if it happens. I'll kind of crack up if that happens.
I know, right? So he called the 9-4, and he got 9-4. And now he's looking for Jack 5.
Yep. Let's see what happens here.
All right, over to Cruz. Cruz is going to make the call with the 7-4 of diamonds.
That's a little speculative, but that's okay.
And Jay's going to take his stand with the ace-8 of diamonds.
Yeah, can't say that I blame him. He's only got a few big blinds, any ace, certainly any suited ace.
Absolutely. He's all in for the
Instant jam.
26,000. And
Big fish. Well, he got the jack part right.
he's got the jack. He's got queen jack of
I
hearts.
think this is going to be a call pretty much every time here. Yeah,
Yep.
there you go.
He's going to make the call with the 2 picture cards, and
Oh, he's going to let Cruz in. Though.
and Cruz is priced in. He was going, even though he's got 7-4 of diamonds, he was getting 2.5 to 1 to make this call. And the flop comes King 8. That gives him a
that's gonna
flush
lock
draw.
it up for Jay.
Absolutely, he does. He makes 8s full on the turn, and Jay is going to triple up.
So for those of you wondering, this little pop-up here is supposed to be our chip stack updates.
Our chip stack and our action clock and a few other.
Exactly. All of those things. We apologize. This is a recorded stream. Craig and I are live commentating on this recording, and unfortunately, because this was recorded, it was not caught that little pip was not being displayed properly. So we apologize. That is going to continue throughout the stream, and there's nothing we can do about it, but just understand that we do know it's there, and we appreciate y'all just dealing with it, and you'll see it after every hand.
Raise to 10,000.
Tanya waking up with it.
And she's got the 2 8s. I will not call that the other name because I would like nice weather for the
There you go. I
winter.
agree. Now, she's only got 10 big blinds left here, and I honestly, even before the flop there, she only had 12. And I think that under most circumstances, that's just with pocket eights, that's an instant jam pre-flop. So I understand the raise. 2.5 is not terrible. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my
but she
gosh!
flopped. She just ran into it.
And Cruz has made trip 10s with a flop of 10, 10, 7.
Yeah.
And it goes check over to Rubiz, who's going to put in the bet for 20,000. Or we can say donation to 20,000.
Honestly, I think even in this situation, this is a call. She's
Oh
gonna go
my
all
gosh!
out.
And oh no, Tanya moves all in.
That's tough.
With the 2 8s, she thinks that it's a safe board. Little does she realize she's running the trip 10s on Cruz's
I'm
side.
sure Cruz is called here.
Tanya is all in for 78,000, and Cruz making the quick call as Rubiz has folded. Here we go, folks. Tanya's tournament life is at stake. She's going to need the 8-ball corner pocket.
Yeah, buddy.
Going to the turn. Oh, snap!
Oh, she hits it.
It goes 8-ball corner pocket exactly. She makes 8s full.
Oh,
and
wow.
a jack on the river. Tanya pulling the 2 outer.
Wow. Unbelievable. That's twice we've had these just monster suckouts.
Pulling
Wow.
the 2 outer to double up and stay alive.
Oh, goodness.
So make sure if he is working tonight and you are behind, make sure Brian is dealing to you.
Really?
I'm like, he took jacks uphill against aces. He hit the jack. She took, it was trip 10s against the 2 8s, climbed uphill. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Well,
We've seen some action already.
I think that our slight technical error will be offset because of this action that is coming
I'm
out.
telling you, that is absolutely amazing.
I mean, what can you do with that? I mean,
Well, we got a couple of short stacks here. We might see a little bit more action here real quick.
absolutely.
That's all it takes.
Now she your best friend now.
It's over, and it's getting folded around over to
12,000.
Big Fish Matt on the button, making it 12,000, and Jim making the call, and Tanya has Ace King,
All right, 3 players.
and she's
Oh,
going
wow.
to wrap the
She
table with the Ace King.
Only just a call. I really would have. That's such a 3-bet spot there, especially with her new champ.
Oh
my
boy!
goodness.
Yeah, we may see a
All
little bit of
right, I
action
think
here.
Jim might go bye here.
We're out of aces, but now also Big Fish has picked up the flush draw and a straight draw, but actually the king is no good.
That's right.
If he makes his straight, then Tanya would have a full house. Tanya would have a full house, and she's going to lead out with the 3 aces and the better kicker. And
Yeah.
Jim has to think, okay, if I'm holding an ace, what are they?
He has to put her, but he's got the 8 of diamonds, so he
And he
a little
checks.
thinner on the. I think he's in check call mode here.
And that's value bet. That's value town all
Yeah,
the way.
all the way. Well
and
played.
Tanya's going to turn over the better the better ace.
Yeah. Well played, Daniel.
What a 2-hand sequence for Tanya. After the double up, then she picks up 3 aces and wins another pot.
Goodness.
Y'all both decided.
We can. as we see Big Fish, Mr. Matt Taylor, that in his size and slight frustrations with our
I
dealer.
mean, good
Brian.
fold there. I mean, that's the, in that spot. He's got a straight draw and
Straight draw and a flush draw.
flush draw, and I think that's a good fold there.
You would think so, like, honestly, but I mean, you were in position where, I mean, if it comes the other way and the diamond gets there and doesn't pair the board, you're going to, I can almost be positive you're going to get at least get one of those callers if you move in.
Sure. Alex got the ace-5. I think, again, now he's down to 12 big blinds. Ace-5 suited is probably, I'd have to double-check the charts, but I think that's probably a ship with 12 bigs there. I think any suited ace. There's no ICM pressure at this point, so you need chips, so go for it.
And Tanya, it's a battle of the blinds. Tanya's going to make the call, and Cruz is going to wrap the table with the jack deuce, and Matt's still looking depressed. We're going to a flop, and the flop comes 9 deuce 5. Cruz has picked up a pair. He leads out for 5,000. And Tanya's going to lay it down, and Cruz is going to pick up a pot. Just initially from the chip stacks, folks, I see it is Ruby in the 4 seat. That is the chip leader. It is Cruz in 2nd. And then it's Satish in the 3 seat in 3rd. All right, folks, as we go into our next hand, action's going to be on Jay. It's getting, and it says, looks like it's folded around over to Jim and Tanya on the button with Jack 8. No, so it's going to be a battle of the blinds.
Raise
Nope.
14.
Oh, boy, and Alec wakes up. This is going to be he just needs to ship it here.
I agree with you, too. Obviously, it's 14,000. He has less than, he has a little less, he has about 10, 11 bigs, and he's going to move in. I don't see Cruz calling 10-7 off. Even with that chip stack, I don't see him calling off. I mean, it'd be for less than 10% of his stack, but
it's a little thin there. I think if he had, maybe Jack 9 or Jack 10.
Maybe even 10-9.
Yeah, even 10-9.
10-9, I can see it.
Yeah.
10-9, Jack
suited.
10, I agree with you there. Even a suited 10-7,
Yeah.
but no.
Yeah, I think
he's just going to he was just taking a chance. He was taking fans knowing he had a short stack behind him.
Right.
And if he could just make a small raise against the percentage of what Alex's stack was, he could maybe maybe steal it from him.
Sure, absolutely. I think he made the right play there when it was on him to just try to get the short stack to fold. But didn't work out. And it only cost him, a little bit of money, so it did a little bit of chips. So it wasn't a big hit. I think you played that just fine.
Absolutely, Seth. And that's my folks. Sometimes maybe like it's in these tournaments, it's maybe I like to call them they're sacrificial chips. It's like making those small raises just to get a feel on the players behind you. So that way, if you're not in a position to be able to play post flop against it, or in this case, with Alex moving all in, it's not really that much against your stacks.
Right. And at some point in time, he can do that, and he's going to have a hand that he can call off there and put the short stacks out of the game.
Case in point, Alex with Jack 10 moving all in. And Jay with the 10-4 is going to have
just
no
like
choice.
that in 2 hands. He's gained another 25,000 chips.
Just like that, after he moved in against Cruz, and then he makes the same move in against Jay. Obviously, it's one of those things that's hard, even in the blinds, that you're not expecting where you're going to see someone pick up a hand
Right.
In the big blind when you make a move. All right, folks, as we go over to our next hand here. Rue's going to make a mess and make a fold. Over to Tanya, who she has picked up Aretha Franklin herself, the 2 aces.
She makes a really big raise here.
To
I think
18.
that's
Oh, well, look at.
Honestly, I think the 18 is a little much there.
But you got Jay that makes the call with 2 10s.
Yeah, even though the blinds are up here, 3X is a little strong. Because I think you want to get some action in a tournament on these kind of hands. We'll try to get as much value as you can.
And the flop comes down 4 deuce 8. And it's Tani that's way ahead, but it's Jay that's going to lead out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a perfectly acceptable lead on this board. He's got to believe that Tanya's got 2 overs here. She can have any ace-X combos, any king-X combo broadways. And so betting out there on that 4-8 deuce, no problem.
Oh, she makes a raise of
raised,
35,000. And Jay quickly jettisons the 2 10s.
Yeah, that's a really good fold by him. I think he properly analyzed that she had an overpair larger than his. A really good fold by him. It's actually not an easy fold when you give it the circumstances. But she raised pre-flop. She called his raise. Or I'm sorry. She made a raise pre-flop, then called his raise raised him on the flop. So yeah. That's a good indication that his 10s are behind.
Absolutely.
She can have, kings, queens, aces there without any that's a very straightforward thing. She kind of played that face up, I think, with the large pre-flop bet and then the raise.
And then the large pre-flop raise on the once you got 8 high board.
Yeah.
And
I think she missed some value there. I think if she just flats there, he's going to probably call the turn unless it's like an ace or a king.
True. So. And Jay's going to make the call with the ace-6 on the button. Satish in the small blind with 10-9. And it's going to be to go with Ruse, who's with the king-5. He's going to wrap the table. And I said, Jason, we're going to go 4 ways.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going
ways
4 ways.
What is going on?
And the flop comes king-7, 8.
Well, we got a lot of things going on here. We've got open-ended straight draws. We got gut shot straight draws. We got a top pair.
Oh, and now Rubes has made 2 pair.
2 pair. Still got an open-ender. We got a flush draw and a straight draw by a big fish.
And then you got the inside straight draw for Jay.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Wow.
Then we got 2 open-enders. Jay's got the wow.
2 open-enders, and then you got Matt, who's got the inside and the flush draw.
Oh, my goodness. Everybody's got some of this board.
I'm like,
we can see some real fireworks here.
Depending on what comes down on the river.
Oh, my goodness.
But
Matt's
going to take his shot right now.
I think this is a great play.
I agree. He's sitting there. Considering the equity that's in it, and considering the hand he's holding.
Yeah.
Knowing that, and if no one has a pair, but even though we see that Rubiz has 2 pair, any 9, and any spade.
Yeah, he's got the whole world here. And I think if these other guys fold, his equity may shift here quite a bit.
And Jay's got to think. No, you're sitting open-ended, but there's a flush draw, and even if you, or perhaps if you don't put anybody on anything, you're thinking your ace still may be good, it may not.
But he's only got 35K left, so he's gonna that's a nice fold there.
Satish's gonna lay down his open-ender.
I think Rusberg's got to call here.
I mean, yeah, with the top and bottom pair.
You can't fold here.
No.
No, you can't fold.
No.
No.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
He lays down the top and bottom pair.
Wow, he could have eliminated
and Matt
the player.
is going to win this pot. Wow. I mean, I understand. I mean, it was multi-way, and I understand there are a number of things, but I mean,
yeah,
I think you just got to go. I mean, I think you have to call it off.
Yeah, I think
with
you do.
2 pair, even though the board, don't get me wrong, it's hard to look. Even though that board texture, you're looking at 4-6, 6-9 are the only really 2 hands
what are you afraid
that
of
you
there?
might be worried about. I mean, maybe a set. That's the only thing. Maybe a set. Maybe king 8, king 7, maybe.
But I think you still have to. There's so much money in there, and you. Yeah, I think that's a call.
That's I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a very disciplined laydown, but I mean, it's hard to think knowing that it's weird to 1 and 2 gappers. that would be the reason why you wouldn't call off with the two pair.
Right.
And it's going to go over to Big Fish, going to make the call with the King Jack. And Jim, unfortunately, Jim didn't put his cards completely on the reader. That's okay. We're going to a flop. And the flop comes for Jack.
Everybody's got a jack.
Everybody's got a jack. And Matt with the better kicker, he's going to lead out for 40,000.
Goodness. Big overbet there.
And Cruz is going to call. And
Little
Satish is going to call.
Holy cow, all of a sudden this pot has ballooned into just unbelievable numbers.
Going to the turn, and oh no! Satish has made the top two pair with this 9 on the turn.
He's got it locked up here.
I'm afraid of what Matt. Oh yeah, he's all in.
I kind of understand that spot there.
I know, you're sitting here with top pair with a big kicker, and then now cards have come out where a flush draw's come out and a possible straight draw. I know Cruz, even though with that stack, I don't see him calling. Satish is going to insta call like it's Starbucks. He's going to make the call. Yeah. Matt in frustration. He just hasn't. Behind. He's like, I am done. But you know with what?
Though? We've seen this already multiple times here tonight. We could see it again. The king on the river. No,
it's a 5. Matt fought. I know with about 18 players left, he fought to try to get to this final table, and he just couldn't catch any cards. And now Big Fish Matt is going to be out in 8th place. And of course, here's I like to call it. It's the short stack plea. Once you get down to 7 players, it's a question. Okay, can I at least get my money back? Here is the plea. You're going to plea real hard. And you figured you'd figure maybe either you see Jay making a plea, or Jim to make the plea. Both of them are under 10 big blinds.
Right. Yeah, and Jim would. I don't think Jim would ever say a word about that.
No,
just knowing him, he's going to just sit there and play and hope to turn it around here and get one through and double up and get back in this thing.
Absolutely. The elder statesman, and I'm not calling him old, but he is wise beyond his years.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's friend me on Facebook now.
As we had a raise from Cruz to 13,000, and Satish and Rubit are both going to make the call. We're going 3 ways. Here's the flop. The flop is come at ace, 5, 10, 2 clubs. Look at this. Cruz has picked up a straight draw. Rubiz has picked up top pair. Satish has picked up a flush draw. It's something for everybody, Jason.
This is going to get deep in a hurry.
Absolutely. After Satish lays out and Rubiz makes the min raise, and Satish is going to make the call. Oh.
That's going to slow things down.
That's going to slow things down now that the flushes come in. 8 of diamonds on the river.
20.
I think this is going to just be an instant fold.
With a value bet, and he gets the call.
Wow. He calls off with the ace-9 here and doesn't call off with the king.
With the king 5 when he flopped top and bottom.
Oh, my goodness.
When Andy Rivers top and bottom pair. That's interesting.
That's interesting.
That is quite interesting.
Yeah.
It's like you couldn't call off the 90 with the 2 pair against that board, but you do make the call off with the ace-9 with a number of straight combinations, and the front door flush came in. But, there's a method to everyone's madness. I've learned that wholeheartedly.
Absolutely.
There's a method to everyone's madness.
You know what?
With this.
I'm not at that final table, so,
Neither was I,
so don't take what I say with a whole lot of value.
We come as analysts and color commentators,
That's
folks.
Right.
If we were soothsayers, we would already we would have predicted the numbers to win the Powerball when it was $2 billion.
Oh my goodness.
And then found a way to bet.
That at last I saw, that had not actually been claimed yet.
What?
Now, I understand with that kind of money that you want to take a little time and make sure some things are set up. I get that.
Right, but
But there's been enough time.
I the thing is like, and the thing is, I think people are still forgetting because I know at the time of our broadcast, the Mega Millions is going to be over 600 million.
That's right. It is. It's something, something like that. It's about 600 million tomorrow night.
Absolutely. At which point, mark my words, I'm going to try to put this out in the air. If I win the Mega Millions, once I have set up everything else, I will host, if I win it, I will host $1 million free roll.
Well, there you go.
I will host a $1 million free roll.
I'm in.
And so is Jim and Cruz as they go all into against King Deuce, against the flush draw, the straight draw, and the straight flush draw.
Nope.
And the 7 and Jim, patiently waiting with King Deuce, has doubled up.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. He's going to sit here and be patient and try to get that double up.
And he ripped it all in with King Deuce.
It's not, he's under 10 bigs. It's not too far out of line.
Yeah, absolutely. I look at it where it's like it's also the same side. He assessed everything where, like, okay, if you're going to take a shot, and I think with his chip count, knowing that the blinds went up, he still was under 10 bigs.
Yeah.
So I think by basic tournament strategy, he took a shot with a semi-decent hand. He picked up he picked up a picture, and he went with it. And lo and behold, it held out. He was able to get through he was able to avoid the straight draw and the flush draw. And he doubled through. But yes, if I so win, we will have $1 million free roll.
Yeah. Well, let's see. If you took the cash payout on that thing and then paid all the taxes on it, you'd have about $185 million left.
Okay, so that's like about $200 million. I could survive off of that.
That'll buy your beer for a week or two.
At least, buy me a couple beers. I'd be comfortable going bowling every week again.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, let's see. We got Cruz and Alec in there. The ace comes out.
And yep, Cruz has made top pair and leads right out with it. Yeah. He is not afraid to bet a hand.
Nope.
And good Alex, he took a stab, and it did not work.
Pretty standard there. Nothing happening.
Again, folks, this tournament this tournament is going to be paying 6 places, so the next player out will get nothing.
That's right. We are on the official bubble.
But the 6th place will receive just a little over $1,000, and 1st place is going to get $4,600.
And I see Captain Underpairs in our chat, one of our regulars here at Poker House Cup. Good to see you. I see you're out here in the room. I said hello to him a little while ago when I came in. Good to see Cup.
It's the big Captain, Big U, Small P.
Yep, Cup's one of my favorite people. He's just such a great guy. He's going to be hosting our Chat Pro meetup game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on January the 8th here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of the Dallas area folks who are regulars in the chat for a bunch of the different streams here at Poker House, as well as some of the other streams that happen in this area. And so you see a lot of the same names, and so those folks kind of have a little community.
Oh my!
They're called the Chat Pros.
The Chat Pros.
The Chat Pros, and so they do a little meetup game about once a month, and that is now going to be hosted here by Captain Underpairs at Poker House Dallas. That'll be on January the 8th at noon, I believe.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
well, now he's now big up in my eyes.
He is.
He's Captain Big Ups.
That's right. Yeah, you know what? He put that whole thing together a while back, and it's been a lot of fun. And we've even had folks from, down in Austin and San Antonio drive up that are kind of regulars in all the chats. And so it's kind of fun to see all those folks.
Oh, wow.
You see their name in the chat, but you don't know who they are, and we get a chance to get together and play. So
and now that is about to happen.
Yep.
Courtesy of Captain Ups.
Yep, Captain Ups.
Captain Ups. That's like.
Let's see, we got a whole lot of folding going on here. Oh, Alex got a king. You know what? King Deuce on the button. I think I'd take advantage of it, although he's going to get called.
But I think he noticed he's looking over at Jay's stack, and he's going to make the move.
And I think Jay's going to.
Oh, but Satish wakes up. He's got 2 4s.
Yeah, no, this is going to get called for sure here.
He's got 2 4s. Yeah, he's going to make the call.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that the Queen Jack folded there because he was under 10 bigs. That's usually a jam.
Here we go, folks. It's 2-4s for Satish and King Deuce for Alex. We're going to a flop. Oh, look at that. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Flops a flush draw. He needs a king or a heart.
Oh, and he gets it.
It's a heart. It gives Satish a set, but Alex makes the nut flush.
Oh, wow. Wow.
What a card.
What a card.
What a
that
card.
was.
Satish
Oh,
looks up, he
goodness.
sees he hits his set, but it's the 4 of hearts.
Oh, the pain.
Oh, the pain and the agony. You hit yourself, but it gives the other player the nut flush.
Yep. Yep, Captain Underpairs, they're commenting that, yes, we are doing that Chat Pros meetup game for Sunday, January the 8th at noon, right here at Poker House Dallas. Come out, see all the folks that you usually see in chat. Come say hello, do it in person, play little cards, have a little fun. Get down tonight.
Hey!
That's old school.
For all I know, probably I can only imagine you in the 70s. Probably long flowing hair. Got the hamburger
I'm a child of
chest
the 80s.
out.
I'm not quite that old. I'm not that old.
What do you mean you're not? I've admitted to my age now, and I only say, look, with like wine, I get better with age.
Okay,
So,
I'll say that.
there you go.
All right, well, Jim's got the old King Jack here. He might ship this.
He
No, he's
would
gonna let
remember
it go.
Kojak. So.
Yeah, I do remember Kojak. Now, I'm really a child of the 80s more than the 70s. The 80s was my high school and early college.
Oh, well, the 80s was my elementary and middle school year.
Yeah, that was a good decade.
As we go with Alex, who's going to raise it with the Kings game, and Satish wakes up with the double dukes. He's got 2 kings.
And Rusba got the 4s. He's definitely going to call here. Can't imagine him not calling.
And Satish looks like he's lining up the troops.
Oh, look, he might
he's
make this
coming
a
in
big.
for a big raise.
Yeah, that's a monster. Rusba may be able to get away from this now.
Coming in for 48,000.
Wow, that's a huge raise. Well, not really, I guess, because it was 15. So that's not that's not as big as I thought it was.
And Rubska's going to make the call with the 2 4s. Now, Alex has to be looking at he's knowing that it's 33,000 to call, but there's already 117 in the pot.
I think in this situation it's a fold. Yeah.
That's tough. I mean, even though he's getting nearly 4 to 1 to make the call.
Well, you got to believe that somebody's got a big pair there. You've also got to believe that your ace is probably out kicked. In that situation.
No.
Oh, no.
Rusev has hit his set of 4s.
Oh, boy. And he's
Satish moves all in. Oh, wow, folks. Look at... Wow.
This is a
huge pot, over 637,000 in this pot. And it's Satish with the
2 big
overpair.
stacks.
Roops with a set of 4s. Going to the...
Whoever wins this
will be the dominant chip leader.
by far.
Up, it's the 9 of clubs, and Roops has doubled through Satish.
Wow. Huge hand.
Over 637,000 in this pot. Now, Roops is now the dominant chip leader at this final table.
Yeah, there's that hand pretty much played itself. There's nothing you can do there.
I know. You're sitting there where
Satish has to do exactly what he did, and there's no getting around it. Because even if you put him on a queen there,
or even ace queen, you're going with it with the 2 kings.
Yeah, that's. I just can't imagine that. There's just nothing you can do there.
That was tough. I mean, you called it, Jason. Honestly, you were sitting there going, you got 2 kings. And even with the queen high board, you're going to assume that if he's playing big cards, ace queen, king queen, queen jack maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, when he rolls over a set of 4s, you're like, okay, there's nothing you can really do about that. That's exactly why. It's exactly how you play small pocket pairs to set 9.
Yeah, absolutely, especially in his tournament situations.
And that's exactly. Rubes played that. A set of those pocket 4s, and he said he set mine and blew up the pot when he makes the set.
Yep.
Now sitting with a huge chip lead right now, over 637,000 in chips now. As we go over going to be on Tanya. Gets folded over to Alex with queen 3. Now over to Satish on the button. You could tell that's a little bit out of frustration.
Yeah, he's definitely frustrated.
He's a little frustrated.
He might raise here. Ruse might just raise and try to get it from Jim.
Oh no, he's gonna. Oh, Jim's gonna get a walk with the Woolworths with the 5 and dime.
My goodness.
And to those that were born with a year that began with 2 Woolworths, was an old department store.
Hey, I remember it. My mom used to take me to the Woolworths. That was her favorite store.
Absolutely, was an old department store that existed in the early 50s that sold everything, sold mainly useful and novelty stuff. And
Yeah.
I believe in the hometown I grew up in, I think we want to say we had one of the last Woolworths that was still open.
Yeah, imagine a Dollar General kind of store that they also sold clothing goods, as I recall.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
But I know the age of stores like that and the age of the department stores are kind of fading away very fast.
Yeah, just the only things that are really left that are like that are kind of the big box, the Walmart kind of places these days.
Absolutely.
50? 50?
As we see Alex putting in the raise to 12,000 and Rubes with the Route 66 hand, he's going to make it 50,000 to go.
Goodness.
And Alex is quickly going to jettison that hand.
Well, I guess if you're going to play pocket sixes like that, out of position, you might as well just stick in a bunch.
Well, I think now it's turning into power poker for him because
He's going to bully his way through this thing.
absolutely he has a chance knowing I've got the chip. He's got the dominant chip lead, and he's got a short stack to his left. He's got a short stack to his right.
Yeah.
So he can be able to, at least with 7 players left, he can, for sure he knows he can be able to make whatever moves he wants with at least 2 players.
Right.
So,
he can put just unbelievable pressure on them, and there's nothing they can do. And if they wake up with it, then it's not a big deal. It's just not. Because he's got enough chips that he can withstand them raising over top of him or something.
And now for that hand, that was a raise and take it for Cruz with the 7-6 off. Again, folks, it looks like it is a 1-2-3 horse race between Rubes as the chip leader and Tanya and Cruz jockeying back and forth for second and third. And you have Jim, Satish, Alec, and Jay still hovering. I believe all 4 of them are in the Mendoza level with all under about 100,000 in chips. So.
Yeah, Jay's really short here with only 20K. He's got just a little over 3 bigs. I think basically any face card at this point is a ship.
Absolutely.
Any suited connectors.
And Tanya,
He's going to have to play the blinds here in a minute too, so he's going to be in trouble.
he's going to have 15,000 left after the blinds come through him.
Yeah.
I take that back. He will have only 5. If he doesn't play a hand before the blinds, he's only going to have about 5,000 left once the blinds get through him.
Yeah.
And it's a raise and take it, and Tanya's going to win this pot.
For those of you just joining us here, we've been streaming for about 53 minutes. This is a recording from our Saturday Deepstack tournament, although Craig and I are live on the commentary for it, but the game itself was recorded on Saturday, so this is just our first chance to get this out to you. Wanted to make sure we got a chance to highlight these really great tournament players in our wonderful Deepstack tournament. And we've already seen some monster poker being played here today.
Some absolute action. So if you haven't, this will be available. You have a chance if you're just coming into it now. Once we finish, there are some hands here. There are just hands here.
Vishal, I see your comment, and as I just stated, this is a recording, and unfortunately that window is on the recording because it was recorded and no one was In the booth at the time, that little pop-up was not caught. So unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. It will appear at the end of every hand. So we apologize for that, but we'll make sure that it's corrected for next time.
Absolutely. It's like more or less like, and I'll admit the blame on this one. I was the one that was here, and I thought I'd had everything set up correctly in regards to that way you would be able to see both the level count and the chip count. And I ran into one small technical error when trying to do the final setup against this. So again, I apologize, and we'll make sure going forward that you are able to be updated with all of the information going forward each time. All right, folks, as we go into our next hand being hand 30, we see it gets folded over to Tanya, and she's got the ace-jack of the hijack.
Raise 12.
She's gonna put in the raise to 12,000, and Alex,
He's got to ship this.
he's got ace king on the button.
Yeah, this is an instant ship. Don't even think about it.
He's got less than 100,000,
All in.
and he's gonna put it all in.
Yeah. And you know, Tanya's stack is reasonable, but honestly, this should be a fold, frankly.
I mean, it is gonna cost a third of her stack to make the call.
Yeah, Ace Jack is just not strong enough in this situation
104.
to make this call. Ace Queen, I think yes. Ace Queen suited for sure.
And now, see, this is a disciplined laydown. I completely agree with this. Was an absolute
I
great
think
laydown
it's
for her.
Absolutely the right laydown.
That was a disciplined laydown. It was an excellent laydown. Even though on the other side, if she calls this hand and wins, that flips it $1,000 because that would put Alex on the bubble. That would put Alex in the bubble in 7, and she guaranteed herself $1,000.
Yep.
No, but
Yep. The ICM is in play for sure right now.
Absolutely, folks. Remember, there's obviously, I can attest to you that first place in this tournament was 4,600. They are going to place 6 places. And our 6th place player was going to receive just over $1,000. So it is these last 7 players are doing what they can, at least just to get to the money with this tournament. With this Saturday Deepstack, and by the time of this recording, they'd already been playing for over 6 hours.
Goodness. That's about all I can do anymore. those 12, 14, 15-hour days I don't do those very much anymore.
It's hard enough to do it in a real job, but knowing that but if you go through 2-3 days of this, at least with the real job, you're guaranteed something. And this, you're looking for the big, you might not get anything.
Might not get anything.
And we have with Tanya with the King Jack going to put in the raise to 18,000, and Rubes with the suited Queen 10 of spades is going to make the call. As we go to a flop up. Oh, look at this flop, folks. Tanya's flopped top pair, and Rubes has flopped a spade flush draw. He puts out a bet at 10,000.
raise.
Wow, she's going to raise, try to.
And Tanya raises.
And Bruce goes all. Oh, I thought I heard an all in.
Yes, and Rubes has moved all in.
Wow.
And Tanya makes the quick fold.
Yep.
Wow.
Well done. Well done.
Wow, you sit there going, that is an excellent and disciplined lay. Top
That's two.
pair, good kicker, and she just let it go like it was a piece of paper. Didn't even hesitate.
That's twice she's done that.
I mean, that tells you,
Her radar's working.
that tells you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm like, that if you are questioning whether or not a woman can play cards, those are 2 examples why ladies figure out how to play, because trust me,
She's running over it right here.
when you can speculate and make those laydowns like that, that tells you something. You need to be on a felt. You need to be on a table.
Wish I could play that good.
No, the problem is that I'll make the laydown and hate it, and then I find out many times later, oh yeah, you made the right laydown. I'm like, oh, now you tell me. So, as it gets full, yeah, that's Satish still getting in frustration there, and
Raise.
Rubes is
4.
gonna put in the raise, and Jim with ace 8, he lays down the ace high heads up.
Wow, especially with under 10 bigs. Blinds are up to 4K, 8K. He's got 71.
So I mean, yes,
that's an auto ship there.
less than 10 bigs, and yeah, think about it. Under those pretenses, that you're going to pay 20,000 in chips every round.
Yeah.
So even if you don't play a round for you've only got about 3 rounds left, and even then, it's not at least soluble against trying to. If you're trying to at least to stay alive or even make a run at this, you got to. I've always said you got to take a hand and you got to go with it.
Yeah, and I understand we're at the bubble. He's looking at $1,000, but still, I think that's pretty much a ship there.
And we go into our next hand here. It is over, gets folded over to Rubes in the button.
Raise 20.
And with the ace-7. And Tanya with the 7-5. Nope.
And Rubes is just doing exactly what he should do. He's just bullying the table. He's taking advantage of that big chip stack, raising hands, especially when he's going to be in position, and he knows he is. He's got short stacks behind him, and he can just push them around, and I think he's doing exactly what he should be doing. He's playing great right here.
I agree. And
he's made up for that 2-pair laydown a little while.
Absolutely. Now, knowing he's going to be the dominant chip leader with 7 players to go. And Jay is still in this tournament, folks. He just, you can't see it, but he has 1 5,000 chip left. And
he's got to.
And it's going. It gets slam dunked in. He's all in, but Satish moves. Oh, he's got 2 jacks.
Oh, goodness.
And Rubes is going to make the fold.
It's probably going to fold around here unless Jim wakes up with something here.
And Jim has 2 10s.
Oh, goodness. Oh, no.
And Tanya has 2 queens.
Oh, my goodness.
And Jim's all in.
This is going to be like 4 or 5 ways all in.
Jay's moved all in, and he had 5,000 left. He moves all in. Satish, he's got 2 jacks. He moves all in. And Jim has 2 10s. He moves all in. And Tanya, the lady, has ladies. She's got 2 queens.
Holy cow. She's got the best hand right now, too.
And she moves all in.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
a 4-way all in. Oh, wait, no, I take that back. Yes, she's all in.
Yeah, 4 ways.
It's a 4-way all in. And Cruz... And he rolls over the king 10. Jay is not going to like that.
Jay doesn't like that.
Here we go, folks. It's a 4-way all in.
And the 10s are gone.
All the 10s. Actually, Jim is drawing dead.
Jim is drawing
Jim's drawing dead because there are no more 10s left.
Yeah, all you can do is maybe hope for
make a straight.
Well, you can either make a straight or diamonds.
Oh, yeah.
It's really thin.
Make a straight. That's it. You've got king 10 for Jay, 2 jacks for Satish, 2 10s for Jim, and 2 queens for Tanya. It's a 4-way
we saw the
all
king
in.
get folded, so the kings are getting real thin.
And we saw a 10, which means Jim can't hit a set. And he's got the only diamonds.
Wow.
This is not only is this huge, this is also for this is the bubble for the cash. This is the bubble to cash.
This is gonna take a minute. Brian's gonna have to figure this one out.
Absolutely, because if you think
He's
about
gonna
it,
have 2 side pots here.
if Jay wins this, he'll have 20,000 left, but he'll actually make the money. This is a 4-way all in, ladies and gentlemen. Anything you got Brian making sure we get all of the side pots necessary, but you can see here Jay's all in for a main pot. And then Satish is all in, Jim's all in, and Tanya called them both all in. So if the queens hold up, folks, this will be a triple knockout. A rare triple knockout, folks. Here we go, folks. To the flop. It comes 5, 6, 9. Jay's picked up a flush draw. To the turn. The board pairs 5s.
Heart only.
It's the 8 of spades and the lady
Tanya
holding
gets
ladies.
All of it.
Jason, it is the rare triple knockout.
What just happened?
It is a triple knockout. Now, here's how it goes against the actual cashing, folks. Jay had the fewest amount of chips, so he will be considered finished in 7th. Satish had less chips than Jim, so he will cash in 6th. And Jim, since he was the second highest one on that, he will finish 5th.
Wow. That's just a 3-way knockout in a final. I don't think I've ever seen that. And I've seen some crazy stuff at final tables, but I've seen aces, kings, queens on a final table, but goodness, 3 knockouts.
So for those that don't realize, because I know, unfortunately, our software is a little bit up, Jay finished in 7th, so he will get no money. Satish finished in 6th. He will get $1,045. And Jim will finish in 5th. He will get $1,295.
Wow.
Think about
That's
that.
crazy.
That one hand segmented it and gives, even though you have Rubes in first, Tanya with that triple knockout has jumped into 2nd place.
Wow.
And Alex that had nothing.
And Alec had nothing, and he's jumped up now into
And he's
5th place.
guaranteed, now he's guaranteed 4th place regardless. Who would have thought?
Oh, wow.
And that, I guess, folks, that would be I guess what fold equity is.
Man.
That's taking.
That's unbelievable.
That's taking quarter stock and being able to buy a Berkshire with that.
wow. That is crazy.
All right, folks, we're going into our next hand after
Yeah.
that amazing 4-way all-in.
I need to pause and catch my breath after that one. My
Lord.
goodness. Alex got a flush draw here.
You got the pair and the flush draw.
pair and a flush
Cruz is
draw,
going to
yeah.
lead out. Alex is going to make the call with the pair and the flush draw.
Yep, got to.
And the 10, which means Alex is going to pick up a pot if it goes check, and exactly what it does. Alex, who's now the major short stack, at least is going to went from not making a dime to guaranteeing himself 4th.
Place money. What, probably what, $1,400
I believe
or so?
4th place fourth place got $1,970. Is guaranteed $1,975.
Goodness gracious.
3rd place will get $2,625. 2nd place is getting $3,000, and 1st place is getting $4,600. Wow. And Rubes is kind of going over the fact that Jay had 1 chip, but he was the one that went all in. If he could have found the fold, he would have went from his 1 chip would have got him at least into 5th.
Wow. How crazy is that?
It brings up, I guess it has to bring up, I mean, I know we did speak about this last, the story of the 1 chip in a chair. It was Jack Strauss in 1983 at the World Series of Poker main event, amongst back in the day when you could smoke and drink at a table. And he had a number of cocktail napkins. He pushed all of his chips in a pot. He pushed it in physically. Did not say all in, just pushed it in. He lost the pot, and as he was leaving, he had one $500 chip underneath the cocktail napkin. He used that 1 chip and rallied all the way to win the main event.
Unbelievable.
And
one of the greatest stories in all of poker.
And thus the legend of a chip in a chair was born.
I see Satish has joined us in the chat. You could not have done anything different there. That king hand, you absolutely played it correctly. There's nothing you can do there.
Absolutely. I mean,
you did everything exactly right. Don't feel like you did something wrong.
Don't
there.
ever feel like you did anything wrong, Satish. We're
Nope.
sitting there. I'm sitting there going where now, as I'm getting a chance to see it, like you're sitting with 2 kings and you see the 3 undercards to the board.
Yeah.
What could you do? I mean,
Yeah, you can't put him on a set there. There's just no way. It's just so unlikely, and he can have any ace-x combos there, any smaller pocket pairs, and you'd be fine. So just know that you did the right thing.
absolutely.
The only other thing, but I mean, I don't think given the circumstances, I probably would have done the same thing. But maybe you just bet half pot or something on the flop. But even then, I still don't feel like that's the right play. I think the right play is to go all in.
I agree, Satish. Trust me. I think in my eyes, yeah, knowing of how deep the tournament is, yeah, I'm going to take my shot with kings.
Yeah,
and if you
me
have
too.
aces or you hit a set, then
so be
good.
it.
Then good luck to you because you had to earn. You had to. I always say if you're coming uphill these kings, you're going to have to pay for it. Good luck to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And as we go back to our next hand, we have Alex with the kids game Acey Deucey. He's going to put in the raise. And, it is a raise and take it. So Alex is going to pick up some blinds and antes.
Just like that, he's back up to 20 big blinds.
Got just under 160,000 in chips.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Bad, Brian. Bad. We try to attempt to keep our stream at least somewhat PG.
Yeah, that's still PG. They let people say that on TV now. So.
I know, right? I'm like, and awards and at award ceremonies and everything.
Right.
But we while I have a chance, we can at least give a chip count against everything else. You see, we have Rubes with 734,000 in chips. You have Tanya with 341,000 in chips. You have Cruz with 337,000, and Alex and Sterling Steady with 140 plus. And oh, look at this flop here. We've got Cruz that's flopped. Second pair, going to make a bet, and Alex is going to call with the 2 overcards. And the board pairs deuces, so now Cruz sitting with 2 pair.
15.
Going to lead out again.
Four-handed, any pair is going to more than likely be good.
I mean, traditionally say you're going to pick up a pocket pair. You're going to hit a flop once every 3 deals. And Cruz is taking advantage of that exactly as he takes down this pot. You'll have to forgive, Rubes is also watching the, I know that it was Saturday, so there were a number of NFL games that were on.
Oh, yeah, that's right, there were.
And unfortunately, I mean, it was, actually, and it was also, they said this week was the anniversary of, at least with the Steelers, of the anniversary of the Immaculate Reception.
It was, that's right.
And unfortunately, also with that,
yeah,
we lost Franco Harris, I know, and 2 Steelers fans, an absolute legend. Of course, everyone knows he was the receiver of the Immaculate Reception that was thrown by Terry Bradshaw that day at Three Rivers Stadium in 1972. So, and I didn't get it. I've met a few players in the NFL. I didn't get a chance to meet Franco Harris, but from the times I've heard him in regards with the NFL alumni, one of the greats.
48,000.
As we go to our next hand, it said Rubes is going to make the big raise to 48,000, and Cruz with King 8 is just going to let that one go.
Ace is straight. I think it's oh.
Again, folks, we are down to 4 players, and it is Rubes in the 4 seed in first, and then it is Tanya, Cruz, and then Alex in fourth. These are our final 4. Again, we are playing at 4,000, blinds at 4,000, 8,000 with an 8,000 big blind ante.
Raise 17.
And Cruz is going to step out. He's going to make the raise with the 8-4 suited. And Tanya has got an ace in the big blind.
Heads up.
She's going to make the call. And the flop comes 6-10 ace. Look at this flop. Tanya's flop top and bottom pair.
Yeah. Oh, and Cruz is going to fire at it. He makes a great check, and he just tries to take advantage of that
And
raise.
Tanya's with the big re-raise.
I think just a flat there and get him to let him fire off again.
I agree.
He's got the hand so locked up here. Let him just keep firing at it.
Absolutely, man. That's one of the things that's like addition to you guys, like, because it seems like regardless whether he hits a flop or not, if he's in position, Cruz is, I think, just firing out on anything, and that's one of those things where I think Tanya being on his right, if you're going to, I think you're going to make a stab pot, just like if you're going to let it check through, because he's going to bet, it seems like he's going to bet everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would still, it's one of those, I'd say, take advantage of that was probably a hand you could take advantage of the check raise.
Yep.
And be able probably just to smooth call it, and then if
let him fire it on the turn.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Then put in the raise. Somebody asking about first place money. You said it was like
$4,600 was first place. It came. First place was $4,600. Second place would get $3,000. Third place would get $2,600, and fourth place was to get $1,950.
So that's what we've got left there for the payouts.
Yep.
That
And Cruz with the king high, even though it was the best hand's going to pick up a pot.
Goodness.
Again, folks, we hope all of you have had a happy holiday season and a safe one as well, that you've had a chance to enjoy. Join us on this Monday afternoon, this Monday after Christmas. Again, this is Craig Dobson, your live stream presenter, with, of course, guest commentator, the one, the only Jason Tiny Cole, who stands at 6'37" and weighs just a little bit under what a VW Beetle would be.
That's about right. That's about right. They don't call me Tiny for nothing.
Let's just say, folks, it's like if he tried to get into a VW Beetle, it might be considered him actually putting on the car, not getting in it.
That's right.
But in addition, he is a hell of a tournament player and a hell of a cash game player. Don't let the big size fool you. He does come with the big stack.
That's right. We try anyway. Somebody asking in the chat about how's Poker House today. It is popping off this afternoon. We got a bunch of games running. They had like 8 or 9 cash games running just when we came in the booth today. And then there's a tournament tonight at 6 p.m., $100 buy-in. So that'll be going off tonight. Oh, we got a shout out from Bart Hansen.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay, all right. I'll have to check that out.
Absolutely, folks. As we go into our next hand, where we got Cruz, he's got Kojak on the button, and he's going to lead out with a raise. That's the one thing I can respect about him. He's not afraid to raise a pot, and with that, you don't know whether he has 2 kings. You don't know whether he has 7-4. And speaking of kings, he has the flop comes 8-7 king, and he's flop top pair.
There you go.
And because he's in position, it's like I think this is just gonna be a raise and take it. So
It sure is.
I remember I've read enough books, I've seen enough posts, everything. I always say, a raising player is a winning player.
Usually that is the case. Yep. Bart acted like he just learned about you and your stream. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised that that's the case. You know, Bart's down in Austin. He's in that area, and so he sees the lodge. He doesn't get up to the Dallas area very often.
But he needs to.
But I wish he would. I know that he has played at the lodge quite a bit, and since he lives there in Austin. And, of course, he goes out and commentates for Hustler Casino Live on a regular basis out in L.A. So I'm not surprised that Bart didn't know about us. But, hey, you know what? I'm glad he's learned. Glad he's seeing that we're making some progress here.
Come on up. I mean, I like to say, trust me, as much as we know that, Hustler is the gold standard when it comes to streams for his.
Sure.
But I like to think we hold our own.
You know what? I think that just the fact that we are willing to stream these games and tournaments that anybody can be involved in. Not everybody can come in and play a 25-50 game or a 50-100 game or stuff like that. So, the fact that we've got 1-2 games and 2-5 games being streamed as well as these low buy-in tournaments, I think it's a huge boost for our community of poker players. So good on Poker House for doing this.
Absolutely, and like I say, you never know. Trust me, I'll always remember. I've seen where novice players, I've seen businessmen, I've seen a slew of people, and I've seen that Rubes has 2 aces.
Oh no, and Tanya's got 9.
And Tanya's picked up the
deep.
Wayne Gretzky. She's picked up 2 9s.
Get deep with this one.
As they used to say in musicals, we got trouble in River City.
And we're going to see another set roll off of here. Doug, I'll answer your question here.
Yes, we did. But it went the other way.
The set went to the aces. At least it's an easy fold for Tanya here.
And he checks, Tanya checks, and Rubes leads out with the top set and fold. I don't blame him making the continuation bet.
Yeah.
Because if she's got any combination,
Any ace X there or any
Any
jack
a-
X. Yeah.
not even that. It's like if she's got king, queen of diamonds, 2-4 of diamonds, king something, king 10 of any combo draw, you don't want to let them have them a chance to let them pull one off for nothing. So
That's cool. So, Doug, to your question about the window, this is a recorded stream that was recorded on Saturday with our Deepstack tournament. So this is our first time seeing this for Craig and I. We are commenting live.
And unfortunately, even though I was here, and I'll admit to fault with this one, we were short-staffed on this night in regards with our live stream, and I was doing my absolute best to try to at least record this to give us a chance to broadcast this after the holiday.
Right.
This was done on Christmas Eve. I know a bulk of the team, they were out of town. They were with families. They were enjoying the Christmas holiday. But I was trying to do my best to at least
Right.
keep the ship afloat.
So that little pop-up is recorded in the stream. It was
should have
supposed to have been the all of the chip stacks and the clock and all that
the
kind of
information
stuff.
that typically
about-
was.
Yeah.
And I think I had everything set, but I ran into this
Yeah.
one small issue.
Yeah.
That I'll admit fault for.
So
but
sorry about that. Nothing we can do about it at this point. But we're going to comment over the rest of the tournament anyway.
and make sure. But I mean, hopefully the action is making up for my technical flaw.
Good. Well, it sounds like Bart had some good things to say about our commentary here, so that's really cool.
Oh,
Appreciate
awesome.
that.
I have
I'll have
watched.
to see if I can. I'm actually a subscriber for Crush Live Poker for his site, so I'll have to maybe reach out to him and say thank you.
Absolutely. And I know I have watched a number of the streams that he has done commentary on. It's
Oh
one of
yeah, he is so good.
Absolutely. And I mean, this is, I know he's been over this through 10 plus years in regards to this, going back to the days prior to Black Thursday.
Yeah.
And speaking of Black Thursday, we're going to have some action here now
Oh my, yeah, we are.
with Alex has flopped. Alex and Rubes have both flopped a pair of jacks, but Rubes has the better kicker.
Yep.
Gonna make the call.
I think that's exactly right. Exactly right. Neither one of them like the king in this spot, but you can't fold either. So
And Alex, first to act, he's got two pair, but
he might get Rusba to fold here if he puts out a good sized bet.
he checks.
Checks. Oh my.
All in.
And he's going to play power
Yep,
poker right
that's
there.
exactly right.
That is an excellent move to make, knowing it. Now, Alex does think that if he loses his hand, that he is out in fourth.
Yeah, he's in the blender on this one.
Really, his situation is: can you really put him on a better jack? Can you put him on a king? Are you putting him on a straight draw? Are you putting him on a flush draw? Are you putting him on both? Are you putting him on a deuce? It's those things that you now have to segment and go.
Right.
Can you call it off with second pair?
I think he might be able to fold here. Oh, no, he doesn't. Nope,
Jason, he's going to
doesn't.
gamble.
He's going for it. He is going for it.
And when we roll it over, we're going to see that Rubes has the better hand. So only a 10 for the win, a jack for the chop. It's the 7 of diamonds, and
That's going to
Rubes
do it.
has won this pot, and Alex will finish, considering he was one of the short stacks after he took that big hit with the aces. He's going to finish this in fourth place and getting just over $1,900.
And, of course, Rusba's just got a monstrous chip lead now. He's really, even with some, even though we're fairly deep with everybody, he's just got such a huge chip lead.
You got Rubes that just has over $1 million in chips.
Yeah. He can really put a lot of pressure on the other players here.
And we are now three-handed, folks. It is Rubes, Tanya, and Cruz.
Don't worry, you'll be paying.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that comment with the small stack there. He might have just shoved it pre-flop. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But I think he's getting called either way there.
I agree. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think Roosevelt would ever fold
the ace jack,
Yeah,
ace jack, short-handed ace jack against a short stack. You're going with it. And I think he had almost 900,000.
Right.
It's going to cost him about 80 to put you all in. Yeah, he's not folding.
Okay, well, I saw Tanya slide over, so
Yeah.
I hope that adjustment was made.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I made sure it was. This is the point I had everybody kind of reshift over.
All right, good.
So that each person sort of had a camera.
Yeah.
And it made it a little bit easier. So we still got Cruz in the 7 seat. We had Tanya move to the 5 seat, and we kept Ruspa in the 4.
Good. Looks good.
As you see, we got some watchers on the rail, including one of our the tournament director that day, Min. And the action was going to be on Rubes, and he immediately put in the raise to 30,000.
And that's going to be a raise and take it.
Yep. Fold, and
Oh, Cruz
excuse me,
called.
Cruz call, excuse me.
Okay, yeah.
And, Jin! Rubes has flopped the whole wide world. He has
don't bet here.
a
Just
Broadway straight.
Just check and let him
He
catch
leads.
up. Oh, check and let him catch
He
up.
leads. Oh no!
Oh, as aggressive as Cruz is, you got to let him. You got to let him.
You gotta let him hang himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think please have an ace. I said, what? I mean, he flopped a Broadway straight and couldn't get any action.
Oh man, 3-handed. Ouch.
All right, folks. I believe this is.
This is our break here.
Yeah, we're
might
about
be able to jump through this if they do this, I think.
Raise it. 23.
And Cruz is going to put in the raise to 23,000. And Rubes is going to make the call with the 9-6 of clubs. As we go to a flop, it comes 10-4-7.
Kind of a gutter ball there.
Oh, and the 9 of diamonds now gives Cruz a pair, a straight draw, and a flush draw. But it is the 9s for Rubes that is ahead right now. As we go to a river. Oh, it's an
Bang.
8. Cruz has made a jack high straight. And Rubes has made a 10 high straight.
Oh, man. Cruz might get a double up here. He makes a pretty healthy bet there, and he gets called.
He bet 45,000. He bet 55,000, and the snap call by Rubes.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So just before the break, Cruz has picked up 110,000 in chips. Just before we go to a small break.
So I think,
Since this is since this is a recording,
right, we can just jump ahead.
we can just fast forward through
All
this.
right,
Remember,
I think we
so we're
can.
gonna try to bear with us, folks. We're gonna try to see if we can just kind of ease through this. Color up there. You see myself and Min, and then we will be at the next level where blinds will be 5,000, 10,000 with a 10,000 big blind ante. And I think,
I think we got it.
I think we did. So.
All right, there we go. Break averted.
Yeah, we wanted to keep all of you here in regards to this. So that was, we sped this up, folks. Remember, we are now at the next level where blinds are 5, 10, and 10. And look at this. Tanya wakes up with 2 kings. And she just calls.
That can be trouble. That can get you in trouble.
And it did.
He flopped
Cruz has
pairs.
flopped aces up.
Oh, and he just leads out.
Cruz leads out for
Oh,
10,000.
She's going to call
And
'cause
she
doesn't
just
believe
calls.
it. Yeah, she doesn't believe it.
6 on the turn. This is going to be bad, folks.
Yeah, she's
And Cruz, she's
might
not
be
going
able
to
to
put
get
him on
away.
anything. Can Tanya escape this? She's got 2 kings, and she sees the ace. Cruz has aces up.
oh goodness.
Can she avoid? Oh, no!
No.
She moves all in, and Cruz
he's
is
gone.
definitely going to call. And she, uh-oh, folks. It's 2 kings for Tanya and the ace 4. Only a king will save Tanya. And the 3 on the river. Cruz is going to win this pot and eliminate Tanya in 3rd place. But honestly, got to give credit to Tanya. She made some amazing folds, and she's going to finish in 3rd. She's going to win $2,675.
My goodness.
And
Not bad for a Saturday afternoon.
not
Christmas
bad
Eve.
for that's not a bad Christmas Eve present,
That's
if I say
right.
so myself.
I agree.
All right, folks, but we are heads up, and I didn't realize how fast the break was between the break with the color up and her getting knocked out. I believe that was the
That was
first hand.
Yeah, it was. It was the first hand back from break, and yeah, unfortunately, I think had she made a reasonable size raise, she might have gotten away from that, gotten Cruz to fold. Although he's been so active, and ace 4 three-handed.
Yeah, ace 4
you know,
short-handed.
I don't
Who
know
knows?
that
I think,
anything
I think she
less than
would.
an all in. He probably is going to call.
I think, yeah, he's going to call it off, obviously. So for the fact he was able to see ace 4, or I like to call it ace and a fake.
Yeah.
He was able to take ace 4 and see a flop with it, and the flop top and bottom, it's just he was going to milk that as long as he could. He was able to milk for it all.
Right.
So
Although even with, I know she had like 27 bigs there, and I know that sounds like a lot, and it is. But I think if you went and ran the charts on that, I'll bet that three-handed, 27 bigs, the ranges are going to say that's a chip.
I agree. I
Pretty
agree
sure
with you there,
that
so.
would be. And if she had done that, I think he folds.
Absolutely. All right, folks, as we go to this flop, look at this. We got Cruz is flopped open-ended, and even though Rubes is sitting with 7-4 off, he has a flush draw. 3 on the turf. Now that gives Rubes both a straight draw and a flush draw. A 6 will make him a straight, and any diamond makes him a flush. And Cruz leads out for 70,000.
Wow. I don't think you can fold here, though, even though that's a huge bet.
And you're sitting there with 7 high, but the straight draw, the flush draw, can you really call it all off with just the 4 of diamonds now? So.
Yeah, I only had the 4.
So ladies and gentlemen, as we go to heads up, remember that it was Rubes that had a 2-1 chip lead going into heads up. Now we're at our level where blinds are 5 and 10,000 with a 10,000 big blind ante, which means every other hand that it's 25,000 every other hand. So even though the 2 players have decent chip stacks heads up, and with the blinds still going up every 30 minutes, it's still anybody's ball game.
So to your comment about her not folding, no matter what I was referring to was that pre-flop that her kings three-handed should have been an all-in pre-flop, and that probably would have gotten Cruz to fold.
Or
that's what I was referring to when I said that's what I think the computer would tell you to do.
I agree with you there, because at least that way, a decent size ace jack, ace queen, ace 8 and up, maybe you're willing to make the call off. But a baby ace,
and you're so far ahead of any random cards there with kings. It's you might as well just get it in there.
I agree. Again, folks, we are heads up. This is the final table of our Christmas Eve Saturday night Deepstack tournament. Again, this is coming to you from Poker House Dallas. I am Craig Dobson, your live stream presenter, along with our guest commentator, the one, the only. He's the first one to tell that the sun comes out. tiny Jason Cole.
The first one until the sun comes out. No, I've never heard. That's the first time anybody's ever said that to me. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I usually am the largest human in the room. So somebody, I got one of those faces that everybody wishes they could forget.
I wouldn't say that now. So. All right, folks, as we go to a flop, it says 9-5 It is Rubes that has the ace high and is ahead with a 5 of diamonds on the turn.
30.
Cruz leads out for 30,000. And Rubes is going to make the call. Going as we go to a river. It's the queen of diamonds, so the ace high is going to hold unless Cruz can find. Oh, he's going to lead out. He bets 60,000.
He gets called
and makes the. And Rubes makes the call with the ace high. He's going to win this pot.
That's what I'll tell you what that's a good call.
That's a harder call than what it seems.
That's a harder call than it seems. He did that awful quick. I would definitely have been thinking about that one for a minute. Frosty, I agree with you. I would have done the same thing. I would have check called and then folded to a bet on the turn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing. Yeah, but I agree there. That was a heck of a call there, right there with the ace-7 with ace high. Again, though, I mean, especially given that he went, did he go bet with that?
I think so. I think he fired on all 3 streets.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's strong when you call off with ace high against the bet.
absolutely. All right.
Because we already know that Cruz's range can be anything, so that flop just smashed his whole range, and so. But now he's behind. Ruzba's behind this time, so let's see what happens.
There we go. And the flop comes 10 ace 3. No help to either player. And the 4 of clubs, still no help to either player. It goes check. And the river is a queen. So if you can believe this, it's Cruz with the 9-8. His 8's going to play.
Sure is. Wow.
Ace, queen, 10, 9, 8.
His 8 plays.
Wow.
With a 9-8.
So we have this hand where he goes fire with air, and then he goes check with air. That's welcome to final table poker. Sometimes heads up poker can be like that. It can just be really weird.
Lead with nothing, lead with everything, bet with nothing, bet with everything. So, but to attest to these 2 players, I mean, you have to think about it. They have been playing for the better part of over 7 hours.
Yeah.
And for the fact to make it through the field, knowing that this was a deep stack tournament, everybody started off with 30,000 in chips, and it attests that there was a lot of play in this tournament.
Yeah.
And
I mean, look at it now. We're down to 2, and the short stack still has 57 big blinds.
Exactly.
That's what you want. You want to be able to have these tournaments so that the last. The final table, or certainly at least the last half dozen or so, all have 30 or 40 big blinds as an average, so that you can get some good play out of it, which is what we've done, which is really cool. And these guys got plenty. This is not just a shove fest. We got some real poker going on, as you've already seen. That ace high call off was brilliant, and so we're already got a lot of good things going on here.
Absolutely. As we go to our next hand, unfortunately, Jason, we have both players got not the greatest choice of greatest cut of the deck this time.
Yeah, heads up, you just kind of got to play pretty much almost every hand you got to play.
And it's going to go check into the river. It's a so if this is a chop pot and they're playing the board with 10s and 7s with the 8 kicker.
Wow. Everybody loves a chop pot.
Yeah, everybody loves a chop pot.
For all you old school Live at the Bike watchers.
Everybody loves a chop pot.
It was Wayne and Wheezy back in the day, if you remember those.
I do remember.
Yeah.
So it's
of course, Wayne's still there.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's still commentating.
I do know they remodeled the room.
Yeah, they did remodel it. I'm not going to say too many negative things here, but I think some of the choices that they made with the remodel were not carefully considered. How's that?
Well said. Well said. That's why he's one of the best in the business, and he's the first one to tell you when we have a solar eclipse.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think the Live at the Bike just. I would have made different choices. How's that?
Well,
definitely.
That's fair.
Just for
That's fair. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion.
Sure.
For those with someone with Live at the Bike, remember it is his opinion, not mine.
Right.
But he's also as big as the entire offensive line of the Los Angeles Rams now. So.
No, I could play for the Rams.
He could play for the Rams. Hey, if you were playing for the Rams, Stafford might still be playing.
Oh man.
All right, as we have Cruz that's going to make the raise with 30,000 with the 10-3, and Rubes with the King 9 puts in the 3-bet to 125,000. It's a raise and take it.
Yeah. I think we're can just continue to do that with most hands and get away with it.
I agree. That is the one thing about it's funny thing is like your range in once you get to heads up is your range opens up specifically, but it's essentially it's the chip stack that in hindsight is going to be your firepower against the opponent.
Right.
And he is using it effectively, and positioned everywhere. I mean, this get right. You're going to act first before the flop, and you're going to act last after. So.
Right. Dawson asked, what's first get? It was
4,600.
Yeah, 4,600 for
4,600 for first and 3,000 for second. So in hindsight, they are playing heads up for 1,600 real dollars.
That's pretty cool. And yes, Dawson, we are busy this afternoon. The room had, 7 or 8 tables of cash running.
Absolutely. Before we went in the booth, I think we had 7 tables going.
Yeah.
So we got plenty of play, Dawson. Yep. Come on in, man.
Come on in. Come on by after work. We've also got the tournament that starts at 6 o'clock, about 20 minutes from now, the $100 tournament.
And
so either one
registration will be available until 8:10.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you got a chance to get in?
Yeah. Plenty of time to get into the tournament, or if you want to play some cash. I think there was a bomb pot game running as well, so we got some 1-2 running. They had a good list for 2-5. I think they had 6 or 7 people on a 2-5 list, so there may be a 2-5 game running.
So for
I haven't checked in the last couple of hours.
So for those that if you're big on 2-5, it's like put your name, check into Poker Atlas, because in hindsight, when they get enough players for 2-5, that game opens and it goes and goes and goes.
Right, it sure does. Yeah, the 2-5 game is running now.
Oh, there you go, folks.
So we've got 6 tables of 1-2, a table of 2-5 running, 2 tables of PLO 5 bomb pot.
Oh dear God.
Oh man! Now if you are really wanting to gamble,
if you like pain,
the PLO 5 bomb pot game.
If you like pain,
just put your big boy pants on. That's all I'm going to say. You don't have to wear my pants to play that game.
Let me tell you how big that game plays. It's like that. I can attest to you, and this isn't trying to be funny. Jason, you're what, 6'9"?
6'5".
You're 6'5", and he's a husky 6'5", folks. I mean, and I don't say that as any fact joke. I mean, he's got some meat behind them bones, folks, and he won't play that game.
I won't. No way. Oh man!
Look at this flop here.
Oh boy, he does not want to hit his jack here.
Cruz has flopped a pair and an open-end straight draw. Rubes has a double gut shot straight draw.
Oh my goodness.
Rubes making 30,000.
This could be
and
it right
Rubes
here.
has made it, and Rubes is all in, and Cruz has made. This could be it, folks.
Holy cow! Holy cow!
So it is a pair and an open-end straight draw for Cruz. It is a double gutter for Rubes. For no help, it's got to be a queen or an 8. And he called for a deuce and he got there. And Jason, just like that, Cruz has doubled up into the chip lead.
Big chip lead. All right, so questions about this details on the tournament. Okay, the tournament's it's a $100 buy-in, so easily accessible. Starts in 6 o'clock. You can register until about 8:10 tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So plenty of time to get here and get in. You also asked about a 5-5 PLO. Now, that is incorrect. It is a $5 PLO
bomb pot
game, but it's PLO 5, so it's five card PLO. Some people call it Big O. Often here in the Dallas area, you'll hear it called Congress, although it is high only. So it's
Pretty much they refer
Big O.
They'll call it Bomb Pot PLO.
yeah, bomb pot PLO, but with 5 cards. So
Yep.
it's a just absolutely crazy game. But
Absolutely.
if you like to gamble and you like to see some huge swings, then that's the game.
That game does come with the pain. So, and while I have it here, we're going to just review over the final week of 2022, our tournament schedule.
Yeah.
As we know, tonight, of course, it's our Monday night tournament, $100 buy-in. Tomorrow is our crazy pineapple game. It's 130 buy-in, 6 o'clock start. The legendary, I can say it now, the legendary Wednesday night Katie's game, $100 buy-in. Last week, 171 entrants.
That was crazy. It was a
For
great night
a
here.
Wednesday night tournament.
It was a great night here.
I'm hoping we can have one that this last Wednesday we could break to get to 200.
That would be amazing.
200 for a Wednesday
And
night.
it's gone up the last like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. It's just keep growing and growing and growing. So
This, I know,
I
this is-
expect it to be even bigger. Hey, listen to this. I'll tell you what. You want to know how big that tournament is? They actually taught me into playing it.
Wow, what does that tell you?
No, it was fun. I had a good time.
And the thing was that I think I remember that at least this past Wednesday, first place got, I want to say like, first place got
47?
40, it's like he was
40,
like
46?
46 or
I don't know,
$4,700.
something like
But it
that.
was like for a $100 buy-in.
For a $100 buy-in.
Even if you rebought once or twice,
Yeah.
you still came out with
And I think
40x.
they paid
20 spots.
20 spots.
They paid 20 spots. So.
So, I mean, come on. If you want in, certainly that Wednesday one's the one to hit. And then Thursday, we have...
and then Thursday
that's
is
the Deepstack with Chris,
Thursdays
right?
is, yes, that's the Thursday. That's the Deepstack. That's a $200 buy-in with 30,000 chips. Friday, of course, is the black chip or 4 green chip or a 60 red chip, how you want to call it, bounty tournament. That's a 6 o'clock stock, 25,000 chips. And, of course, Saturday. It's Saturday. It's a double dip, I believe. It's a double dip. It's going to be both the Saturday Deepstack and our Insomniac tournament, which will be, I guess, the last tournament of 2022 and the first tournament of 2023.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Because it'll be going late. Yeah, I forgot
It'll
about
go
that. It'll be
into
Saturday
so.
night. Yeah.
If you want to, I'll either say, if you want to wear your, I'd say a lot of people wore their pajamas and stuff, but if
Right.
you want to put on a tuxedo and an evening gown, because it's going to be, in hindsight, it's going to be the first tournament
That's
that
right.
goes into 2023. If you want to pop some champagne, we will offer to kick New Year's Eve off here at Poker House of Dallas. I can't think of a better place to do it. All right, folks, as we go into hand 68, again, we are playing 5,000, 10,000 with a 10,000 big blind ante, and we got Rubes and Cruz. As we go to a flop where Cruz has flopped a pair and inside straight draw, Rubes has the 6 that Cruz needs, and Cruz is going to lead out for 35,000, and Rubes is going to make the call with the inside straight draw and the backdoor flush draw. As we go to the turn, we got a 3 of clubs on the turn. It gets checked over to Cruz.
Yeah, you just keep firing at it. It's perfectly reasonable.
And it's a raise and take it. And just like that, Cruz is over the 1.2 million mark in chips. We got Rubes that has under 300,000, but you gotta remember, even with the huge hand he still has 30 bigs.
Yeah. Got plenty to play with.
I think that's the thing about it. He's not in panic mode.
No.
He has 30,000. He has 30 big blinds. It's heads up. So your worst case scenario, you're going to lose 25,000 every round if you don't find anything to play. But I have a feeling he is a fighter, and he's going to take advantage of the fact that, okay, the same way that he garnered the chip lead is that he's not going to panic and he's going to play smart. And knowing that Cruz's range has such a wide range, and it probably got even wider now that he is now it's heads up and he has the chip lead.
Yeah. But I think Ruse here can honestly put a huge amount of pressure. He can take any Broadway combo cards and just ship it in and put a huge amount of pressure in. And so even with 30 bigs, I know that sounds a little crazy, but he can really bully his way in this thing if he just puts that stack to work. And it only takes one hand like that. And, with Cruz calling off with some odd hand and bang, they're right back to even.
Absolutely. I know. I remember for all the times, because I'm a huge proponent of all the old school players that used to play. When we all, I think, aside from when Moneymaker won in 02,
Right.
and then Steven Lipscomb started the World Poker Tour, and then it was just a happening thing that you want to be a part of, and now. If we look at this, WPT is going into its 20th season,
Goodness gracious.
and now and they just had the biggest World Championship event ever. Over 2,700 entrants. First place was over $4 million.
Crazy.
And then the side tournament was the Mystery Bounty Tournament. Knowing that, after the one they had in the summer,
Right.
Someone got knocked out of the tournament and won $250,000.
Right.
The one in the summer, someone in the tournament got knocked out and won $1 million.
Wow.
After getting knocked out, you won as much money getting knocked out of the tournament as the guy that won the tournament.
Yeah, I saw somebody won 2 bounties in that thing and hit a 50K and a 100K on the draw.
150,000. Yeah, we need to find a way to satellite these things more.
I'm telling you.
All right, folks, and look at this. Rubes has 2 9s on the button,
Oh,
and Cruz is going to make the call
I
with
think that's a
9
mistake.
deuce.
I think that's a mistake. I really do.
Going to a flop of 7 5 10. Rubes should be comfortable with only 1 overcard to his 9s.
He's going to keep firing at it.
And yep, that's going to be a raise and ticket. And Rubes is making the climb. But yeah, folks, as we know, this week is the last week of 2022. This has been this has been the growing up year for
Yeah.
Poker House. I know it has been between, a number of events we've had, between tournaments. We've had 2 amazing multi-levels. We had the Summer Jam tournament, $100,000 guaranteed prize pool, and we destroyed that. We had over $200,000 in the prize pool.
Yeah.
We had Danielle's birthday bash,
That was a monster.
$150,000 prize pool. We ended up doing $250,000 prize pool on that. And now, as we go into 2023,
I know Matt hinted at some big things coming, so looking forward to hearing about those things that are coming in 2023. And we've got this live stream going now multiple times a week.
Almost every day now.
Almost every day.
I would attest to it at least every day. I know that the Wonder Kids that are Next Gen Poker, they have it on Saturday. I appreciate it. That means I can take a day off.
Sundays.
Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Yes, Sunday.
That's right.
Thanks for that, Jason. Yeah, they take hold of the comm on Sunday with their epic
Savage Sunday.
Savage Sunday. That tells me to not come in and I'm going and stay in my bowling league on
Right.
Sunday night. I don't want to. I can tell you right now, you gotta appreciate that. I've always had issues in regards with millennials, but then you have some that have their head on straight
Right.
and take a passion and generate something out of the passion. And those 3, I think they remind me so much of how the 3 guys that started Apple with, the drive, the
Yeah.
determination,
Yeah.
and how they just push and constantly do what they can to make that amends. And now, obviously, Sunday night, it is prime time. It is prime time for them.
Prime time for Next Gen.
You got to appreciate that. And as we look at this, Cruz with a prime time hand, he's got 10s, puts in the 3-bet, and Roops is going to call it down with 7-4 suited.
Wow. It's a little thin, but
And the flop comes deuce, ace, 8. And Cruz is taking no chances. He says, if you got it, come and get it.
nice play by Cruz there.
But yeah, I know it's but we have that going. I can only imagine what's going to be like in coming next year into 2023.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I get a chance to be a part of it. I know.
It's a hoot of a good time for me to come and be able to guest commentate here. Usually doing the Monday night is usually going to be our 1-2 cash game live stream. But not doing that tonight. We're going to do this tournament here instead. We're almost done. I suspect we're going to get real close here real soon.
As we go to hand 74 of our heads up, and Cruz is going to go ahead and fold this. But yeah, if anything, like I said, these are our last grouping of tournaments for the year 2022. I know as we go into 2023, I know there are a lot of things on the horizon, and I can't unfortunately, I wish I could be able to expound on it more, but I know the captain that heads our ship, as I like to call it, our king and queen, Daniel McWilliams and Matt Osborne, will be going into the think tank as we come up with new exciting things that will come into Poker House going into 2023. And I know at some point in time, please not around my vacation, we will have another multi-level, multi-flight tournament, which has garnered a lot of praise. As we go to a flop here with Cruz, that's flopped a pair and a straight draw. The board pairs nines, and Cruz is going to lead out with the pair and straight draw. And it's a raise and take it for Cruz. But yeah, I know we will have I know that's probably on the cards too, that we will have another multi-flight, multi-level. Hopefully, maybe this time I might try to play it. No, it's been a while since I've actually played a tournament.
Right.
But I might try to play it. Who knows? It's like a... As we go to our next hand here, Cruz with the one gapper, going to make it 30,000, and Rubes with a queen jack, going to put in the raise to 115,000. And Rubes is going to make the call. Now Cruz, I think, will acknowledge this, that Rubes has about 200,000 left. So if he gets there, he's going to push. And Rubes has moved all in. He hit.
He's going to.
He did hit it, and Cruz is going to fold.
Yeah.
So Rubes
still, pretty easy fold.
Is still chipping away at the lead. He's got over 400,000.
Yeah, comment in the chat about how the games and environments are evolving. It's very true. Had a conversation with Frankie from Next Gen the other day. We were talking about the fact, they're Sunday night streaming, and when he was in Vegas a couple weeks ago, he was talking with some of because he was at the WPT playing with all those different people, and he had conversations with a lot of well-known people, and telling them that that they have a stream every week, and that basically anytime that he wants, he can be on his. And they're like, you can be on a stream like anytime. And he's like, yeah, I'm there every week, and sometimes multiple times a week. And their minds were blown to the fact that right here in Dallas we stream all the time.
Absolutely. And with that, look at this flop with 7 deuce.
7 deuce.
Cruz has picked up a wheel draw and the flush draw.
He's not going anywhere. He's going to make it really hard on Ruse, but that's going to be an easy fold.
That's definitely a raise and take it. He's made it 115 to go, and he's going to pick up that pot. But I said, look, here's the one thing amongst all of with the fact that I like to say, poker's kind of had that, just like in cities like Vegas and Atlantic City, poker still finds a way to recreate itself.
Sure.
Because you have to think about it with the adventation of all of the, what existed in the early 2000s and 2010s, the World Poker Tour and Poker After Dark, the National Heads Up Poker Tournament, Doubles Poker Tournament, and Poker Go, and the WPT and all those. And now with the inception of rooms like ours and in other cities in Texas and other parts of the country that you're like that can have a standalone room, no casinos, restaurants, hotels. It's a standalone room that you could literally treat it. And that's one of the things I know I can always appreciate it, that that was the broadening point for wanting to come on to Poker House, like wanting to treat everybody like you're coming to, like the old show Cheers.
Yeah.
Everybody knows your name.
Everybody knows your name. That's right.
And you come in, you come in, you get your time, you get your chips, and you're not treated like a number.
Right.
You're not treated like, oh, here comes frequent card holder 934189227.
Yeah.
Hello, 9381247.
Exactly.
Swipe.
Right.
Would you like to use your $6 worth of comps? No.
Right.
Where here it's like you come in, hi so and so. I mean, that's one of those like there's probably
agree.
no fewer than like 3 dozen players I know I see on the regular. You know, see their name, ask how they're how things are going with their work or their family or any ventures they have going on.
And look here, we've got a big hand here.
Oh,
We
look
got-
at this.
we got straight draws and 2 pair for. Oh yeah, this is.
Oh, and he's made a full house.
But Cruz doesn't have anything.
Cruz
so he
has
can
queen
fold,
high.
so he can fold.
Yeah, this is gonna. He didn't even get the bet out. It's like he just picked up a stack of chips and fold.
Yep.
But I mean, he's chipping away. Rubes has about 450,000, but still, Cruz has still over 1.1 million, but he's still chipping away. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with your comment. This is a great way for players to be able to review their play. And like I mentioned a little while ago, I don't think anybody in the country is streaming the kinds of games that Poker House is streaming.
Oh, no,
Giving players like you and me that play 1-2 and maybe a little 2-5 that play these $100 tournaments, that play these $300 tournaments occasionally. But the normal everyday players. Let's be honest. Most of the games in the U.S. are 1-2 or 1-3 games.
right.
And we stream those kind of games here. The kind of games that everybody can play, the kind of tournaments that everybody can play, gives everybody a chance to see themselves on a stream and maybe go back and review it. Get a chance to review other players that play at the same stakes they do.
Absolutely.
And they get to learn things. Every time that I'm in this booth and I'm watching these streams, I go, oh, wow, I need to remember that. That's a really great way to think about that hand, or it makes me evaluate my own play. And I think that's great for everybody in the whole poker community, particularly right here in Dallas.
Absolutely.
Poker House. Hello, Rena. It's good to see you in the chat.
As Rubes is making the raise to 30,000, and then Cruz is going to make the raise with the 210s to 85, and Rubes is going to make the call as we go to a flop. Oh, and it comes ace-5 king. It is Cruz with the 210s that's ahead.
He's got to think he's still in good shape here.
And yep, he leads out for 125,000. It's going to be a raise.
Huge
Take
bet.
it.
Big bet there.
Absolutely. But it's one of those. That's the other thing about it. It's like it's a point where now it's not the. All right, let's. Because I know, aside from the fact we're lucky that, okay, us living in North Dallas, if we wanted to go to a casino, we're 55 minutes from WinStar, we're 55 minutes from Choctaw,
Right.
we're 2.5 hours from Shreveport.
Right.
But now I think it's the evolution that
65.
as Cruz raises to the 65,000 and Rubes is going to fold the 6 high, that I know you've seen it too, that it's that Texas is finally going to break the shell, and talks of destination resort casinos
It would be nice.
in the great state of Texas.
They've been trying for, I've lived here for a number of years, and they've been trying for a long time. And we have a little bit of a disadvantage in that, our state government only come into session every 2 years.
That is the downside. So it's
So
like
it's a lot harder to get things to go through because the amount of time that they're in session is so much shorter.
precisely.
So, but I think we are definitely making some inroads, and it certainly is nice to be able to have these great facilities like Poker House. And right here in Dallas, honestly, we are blessed. We have a number of really fine establishments in the whole Dallas area, and I think that's really great. I think it's great for the whole community.
Absolutely. And as we Cruz is going to take advantage of the position and makes a raise, and Rubes is going to move all in with the pair.
Yeah, he's down to the point where he's going to have to start doing that kind of thing.
Absolutely, so. And it's another thing is when I was here last week, when the temperature dropped below freezing, And we had 8 tables going.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
It just boggles my mind.
I sit here and I look at it going, don't get me wrong, like I am very happy though. I mean, for all the players that came in and, that made their ways, because obviously I can't control how you drive or where you live. And I sit there going, I walk in, I'm like, oh, we got like 8 tables, and it's like -4 outside. Yes, but it's 71 in here. That's a good point.
That's right. Exactly.
All right, folks. Again, we are heads up, and we see that it is Cruz that has the chip lead. Had the chip lead over Rubes. We are heads up in the final. We are in the heads up point of our Saturday Deepstack. Again, my name is Craig Dobson, your live stream presenter, along with a man that is the epitome of the son of the great wrestler Andre the Giant, Jason Tiny Cole.
I love it. Hey, PM, good to see you in the chat here. Yes, this is a recording of the Saturday Deepstack. Craig and I are doing the commentary live today, but this was recorded on Saturday.
This is supposed to be the clock, folks.
This is supposed to be the clock right
This is
there.
supposed to be our clock and running totals and everything
exactly.
else.
We had a little bit of a technical hitch on the recording.
I'm
side.
sorry, I did not have a chance to refresh that part of our software.
All right, well, we are just about down to it here.
All right,
Something's
folks.
going to happen here soon, I'm sure of it.
Absolutely. As we go in again, as our blinds have gone up, so now we're playing in a 10 and 15,000 chip big blind. Oh, here we go, folks. And Cruz makes the call with Jack 9 of clubs. For those that know, that's the TJ Cloutier hand. And we got Rubes that has the King 8 of hearts.
This could be it.
If Cruz holds up, but this is he'll win, or Rubes win up, this will double up. Oh, look at this flop, folks.
Wow.
It's a pair of 8s so far. And, it's two pair. But still, Queen or a 7 will end it. It's a King.
Oh, and
with
just
a
like that, they're back to
house. Rubes
my
has
goodness.
doubled through Cruz.
even. Wow.
440.
Wow.
So that hand will give Rubes just under 900,000 in chips, and has steadily regained the chip lead.
My goodness. We're talking about some back and forth here.
I know.
Wow.
And you look at this, but it also is a testament to Rubes. They said he did not panic.
That's right, he did not.
He did not panic because he was facing a 4-1 chip deficit, and he didn't panic. He realized he had enough time.
That's right.
To basically, and I think that was a point where he felt like had the best. He felt like the King High was the best hand, and for Cruz, I think he was trying to take a shot to end it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I
believe
would've-
me, I
and
know.
that's certainly a very reasonable call there with the Jack 9. No reason at all not to make that call.
Absolutely. I mean, it's both understandable and a strong play with both players. Cruz was trying to take his shot. Rubes was trying to take advantage, figuring that the King High was going to be the best hand out of the two heads up. And
Like 30, I think.
and a raise to 30, I think. Again, we have Brian Kelly, who is our dealer that Iron Man this final table, as he pretty much was locked into deal the whole time from 9 players down to this final 2.
Goodness, yeah, he's been at it for over 2 hours.
Absolutely, which is a testament to our dealers. We try to make sure that we have dealers that are built for quality and quantity. I can attest to that.
Yep.
As we go to our next hand, remember we're blinds at 10 and 15,000 with a 15,000 big blind ante, which means so each player is putting in 40,000 every other hand.
Option.
Cruz gonna smooth call the button,
He's going to raise, yeah.
and
think
Rube's
it's a good
gonna
raise
put
here.
in to make it 115 with the King 9. Cruz is gonna make the call.
Boy, this could get ugly in a hurry.
As we go to the flop, and Rubes flops a 9.
He makes
250.
And makes
Big
it a
bet.
$250,000. It makes a pot-sized bet.
Wow. You don't see that real often in
Wow.
heads-up play.
Calling it, making the continuation bet with second pair. Well, I think more or less I think Rubes has had a chance to completely analyze Cruz and expect that he's going to bet no matter what. So
Right.
if I can take the play away,
Yeah.
then I can take away all the pots. And
Right.
then he needed to get lucky a couple times. Obviously, the King 8 and a few other hands that he had a chance to get lucky and take down. But I think he's assessed his position carefully, and that's why he's regained the chip lead.
For sure.
And also, he's known, okay,
Wow.
if I don't need to play, I mean, I think is that just the notice of it? He's
He just folded there.
open,
without-
folded, didn't even blink,
Didn't
and
even
then
think
Cruz
about it.
shows him the sixes. He's like, I smart.
Wow.
So with that, Jason, like obviously, you got any main plans going into 2023?
Nothing too specific. I think probably try to get to Vegas here sometime this spring. Yeah.
Come with me in February.
Well.
We're organizing a big trip.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think
That's awesome,
I'd
but I'm
probably
also-
go in March.
Oh, okay. So, well, I told myself it's like if I would now if I happen to win the Mega Millions, I'm gonna.
Yeah, there you go.
If I happen to win the Mega Millions, like we will have $1 million free roll,
Okay.
but I may take an extended trip to Las Vegas.
Well, I think I would, yeah.
No, like I always wanted to, stay in a few of those really, really big suites and
There you go.
then go check out a few of the shows.
Yeah, there you go.
I just want to meet Wayne Newton. Heads up. I want to meet Wayne Newton.
Wayne
People may laugh at me. This is like Wayne Newton is.
Is he still actually playing?
Yes,
Wow.
he's moved his show from the lounge at Caesars to the lounge at the Flamingo.
Okay.
And to those who don't realize, Wayne Newton is an American. I like to say is an American icon.
Absolutely.
You know, he said he could play 12 instruments.
I'm not surprised.
Just by here.
Not surprised.
And that's why I said and he's done so much for the USO
Yeah.
and for the troops or anything else.
true.
And I said going, I have been wanting to see Wayne Newton
There you go.
live. And aside from all the movies that he's done cameos in, obviously with everyone's talking about Christmas Vacation. Well, I mean, there was a Vegas Vacation,
That's right.
and he was
Wayne
in
Newton.
that too.
That's right. Well, we got one brewing here.
And Cruz making it 40,000 to go, and Rube's going to make that call with the 8-4. Oh, look at this! This was Rubes has bottom pair in a straight draw. He checks. Cruz leads out for 65,000.
Wow. Yeah, he's not going to fold here. He's
And
got a pair and a straight draw. He's
Rube's
never
going to
folding.
make the smooth call. Now, an ace on the turn.
Let's see. Now we've seen him just continue on anyway and not be afraid of these big cards.
Yeah, he's made
But he's going to
100,000, but he got Rubes to lay down the best hand.
Wow. That's going to that's going to make them really close in chip stacks here.
Absolutely. Oh, look at this.
Like a pair and an ace. Ooh.
Yeah, Rubes that's got the kids game, AC Doocy.
Say all in.
He moves
went all
all
in.
in. And
Cruz
Cruz
is
has
gonna
two.
call.
He makes the call with the 2 3s.
Wow.
This could be it, folks. If
this-
Rubes can hit this flop, he's going to win the tournament. Here's the flop. Oh, and he
he's done.
spikes the ace and
Wow.
yeah, the turn. So only a 3 for the win or a 10 for a chop. It's
That's
a
it.
jack. And Rubes coming back after taking that big hit and giving up the chip lead has won this Saturday Deep Stack tournament.
That was really well played by him. He multiple times just made some great plays, got it in at the right times, and was really patient when he needed to be, was a bully when he needed to be. And frankly, I think he made one small mistake, but other than that, he played some brilliant poker today.
Absolutely. I think more or less he put on a master class to be able to. He didn't. That's the one thing about a lot of players. It's like when you take a big hit like that, you tend to go into panic mode. He didn't go into panic mode.
right.
He made the right moves, and he was very aesthetic in being able to take his time properly. And as we are, here we are. He was able to take his time properly and make plays he could. And just to be able to accumulate chips, not try to get it all back at once, but just, be able to make small jabs against that chip lead.
Absolutely.
And then, he took a stat to go for it all, double through him, and then a few hands later, now that the chip lead flipped, give him a 3-1 chip lead, he said, I'm going to go for it all with the ace high.
Might as well go for
So,
it. Yep.
yeah.
Well played. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Absolutely, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to, again, was the replay of our Saturday night Deepstack tournament. Again, we will have the Saturday night tournament again this coming Saturday, New Year's Eve, one of our last tournaments of 2022. Again, tomorrow night we will have our crazy pineapple tournament. That will start at 6 o'clock. So, in addition, we will have all of the wonderful, amazing, nonstop cash game action on our main floor again. For a man that you can definitely see him in Texas if you are in Oklahoma.
Right.
Jason Tiny Cole, I'm Craig Dobson saying thank you for tuning in so much for our replay of the Saturday Night Deepstack tournament here at